is the founder of Cori Associates Accounting Advisors and has been helping entrepreneurs achieve greater financial success since 1985. 19 what?
85.
85, that's right, thank you. Known as the Profit King, he is a best-selling author, nationally recognized speaker, and a trusted advisor who has guided more than 45,000 business owners. That's 45,000 business owners in increasing profits, reducing taxes, and building lasting wealth. Help me welcome Florida's own Mr. Albert Cori.
Hello, everybody. Now, everybody's asleep here? Get out of my own way.
Yeah.
So, let me ask everybody a question. A second. Let me ask you one question. Have you ever downloaded a bank statement and said, "Oh, blank, where did the money go?" Right? You all had that happen. Say yes?
Yes.
You know, and it's like, you don't know what happened. The sales are good, clients are good. We just don't know what happened. Well, that's what happened to me. So, there was just, have you ever had one moment in your life that things changed?
Yes.
Well, mine happened in August of 1984 when I was working in my parents' business. When Mom called me in the office and said, "Albert, yeah, Mom, you owe the IRS." I go, "Oh, the IRS? What's that?" See, at that time, I'm a Lebanese guy who's getting paid cash from his parents. Didn't know what a W-2 form, didn't know what a bank book, checkbook, didn't know nothing. I just knew how to get my money at the end of the week and go have fun. Well, that put me on a journey for 41 years to help my clients. And, you know, to make sure they understand cash flow and everything. You know, cash flow. And this is why we started my class, CFO in a Box. Because when I started, there was nobody there, right? Raise your hand if your accountant or bookkeeper understand cash flow, right? Bookkeepers, they just do it. Accountants, they just want to make sure you pay the IRS. They don't care where your money goes, right? Well, this is why we have our class. So today we're going to talk about how to control your money, or what is your money. You ever driven down the street, everybody? You drove down the street and you see green, stoplights, right? Red, yellow, and green. All right? So today, I know everybody is like, I'm for this book, but it's okay. You can come back and talk to me, and I'm here all day. So you're driving down the street and you want all the green lights, right? Everybody, raise your hand if you want green lights, right? Nobody doesn't want stoplights, correct? Because that's going to stop in your business. So if you're here today and follow me, I want you to really play full out in the next few minutes, because now we're going to help you start rating your business. Because we want you to stop guessing. So now, our first one is the red lights. So QuickBooks says that 66% of business owners don't even look at financial statements. They don't look at bank statements. They don't do nothing. Zero. You're pretty much, by the way, if you're red, you're running your life in your business like blind. You put blinders on. Because you're living your life based on the balance of your checkbook. Well, that's not a way to run your business or your life. Because what would happen, if something happens? Okay, you're going to be out real doo-doo if something big happens. Let me tell you what happened to one of my customers. And by the way, I've seen this a lot. This is classic red. So my red people, guess what? I had a customer. They got a 1099 for $500,000. And then, I did the return, and then they were going to owe $90,000. But the problem was, guess what? They're making they only make $70,000. The lady who came into my office, she literally almost had a heart attack and started saying all these words, what am I going to do? I only make $70,000. Well, if they were planning and get everything together, guess what would have happened? Sorry, nothing. By the way, I like to thank Forbes. From years ago, hey Forbesy, how am I doing today? I remember when I took her class, I was in an ugly t-shirt, but that's another story she can tell you. And Janelle, for putting this together. And by the way, relationships are real cool, because I should have been in LA doing a TV show. It fell through. My other good buddy, Christine, called me the other day. We were in Chicago speaking together. She says, come. So that's why you get to hear me today. So these are my yellows. Yellows are the most classic, amazing people ever. See, my yellow people, right? How many of y'all have a business here? Raise your hand, or if you're starting a business. Well, guess what? All my yellow people, right? You downloaded your bank statement, the bookkeeper, you said, oh great, I got a profit, right? Does that ever happen to anybody here? Say yes?
Yes.
And then you say something, damn, where did the money go? Right? I'm sure that's all happened to you. Well, that's classic yellow, because you're not putting money away in the piggy banks. Let me explain to that. See, yellow people, they got great sales, great clients, but they don't know the differences between profits and cash flow. Now, this is going to get you into some problems, or could be, because are you putting money away? You can call it a cookie jar. You can put it under the mattress. If you're a New Yorker, an old timer, my pop would say, put the money underneath the mattress, right? And if you're Italian, Sicilian, dig it a hole in the ground. But anyways, so what you're supposed to do is, are you putting money away, in your piggy bank or whatever you want to call it? Because you have to start putting money away all the time. You might make a profit, but are you planning in case you owe the IRS? Right? Are you planning just in case what we call the winter time? So, does everyone in this audience ever know what winter time in your business is? You know what that means? No, right, exactly. Winter time says, did you put money away, when things are going to be slow? Because I'll guarantee you, after working with 50,000 business owners, okay, you're always going to have some slow time away in your business. So it's the money away, so you don't have to start doing credit cards and having shit attacks. You also have to know and put the pockets away. If your things are doing good, you have money, so you can do whatever you want. And Truist Bank says that 71% of business owners, guess what? They don't understand, they're doing good in their business, they're making lots of money, but they don't understand cash flow. And if you're a business owner, you should know cash flow. Now, my next people right now are my greens. Now, I love all my greens, okay? Because guess what? All my green people think they got everything perfect. You got all the customers coming in, right? You have all the bookkeeping going. You have all your piggy banks all lined up. But here's the problem with all my greens. Okay, you know what the problem with all my greens are? One is maybe there's hidden profits. Did you know, raise your hand if you ever had something called GoDaddy. Anybody have any GoDaddy accounts? Right? How many times have you had domain names that went on year after year after year that you're not using? I know my rule is that if I have GoDaddy and I haven't used it in 2 years, guess what, guys? Time to cut it. I mean, about every 3 or 4 months, I go into my GoDaddy to start taking off that auto renewal. Because they love taking my credit card and try to call GoDaddy to take their money back because you forgot. God bless you. You're a good American. So another thing what happened about all my green people is there also going to be some hidden profits. Maybe you can tweak some. Maybe there's a way that you don't understand that maybe there's just a little extra upsell you can do to the client. With you're in there, maybe there's a little upsell. Maybe there's like a little something extra you can tweak to make more money on the same customer. You know what's the biggest problem with my greens? The Federal Reserve says that 51% aren't ready for something to happen almost instantly. You know what that is? If we're in Florida, right? We're all from Florida, everybody here, right? Okay, well, Florida, California, What would happen if a natural disaster came in? Right? I don't know, what state is everybody from? Besides Florida? Massachusetts. If a big snowstorm comes in, okay, or a hurricane, let's give one to everybody on the East Coast pretty much. Right? If you're an East Coaster, you're going to get this. What would happen if a hurricane comes in? Right? Remember what happened in North Carolina a couple of years, right? They all got wiped out. Whoever thought in Raleigh, North Carolina, a hurricane's going to come in and just wipe the blank out of it. Or if you live in California, remember the California wildfires? That whole Palisades, California is wiped out. You could have had the best green in your life, but are you prepared for that? Because life is very unpredictable. So now, let's take a second. Let me ask everybody one question. Now, I want you to take a couple of minutes and ask yourself on a piece of paper, for everybody who's paying attention to me, all right? I want you to write down, what color do you think you are? Okay? I mean, if you want to say it out loud, you can. But I want you to write it down, because I think it's very important you know the color. Because at the end of the day, you're always going to need help to try to level up. And whoever said it's red, I don't want to see it because I'm not going to embarrass anybody. That means time you get somebody to help you. Because things happen in life, dude. You know, things happen. Anybody ever owned a house? Raise your hand if you ever owned a house? Right? How many times did you have a house that all of a sudden you have a roof leak, a major roof, furnace, air conditioner? Things happen. Well, that's where you got to start getting all your buckets together. So I hope everybody wrote down your color. How much time? Anybody keeping track? Or whatever.
30 seconds.
30 seconds? All right. Oh, never mind.
1 minute.
How much?
1 minute.
I got 1 minute. All right. So guess what? Janelle said, is it okay if I give you a free gift? Everybody say yes?
Yes.
How would you like to have 52 weeks of business success tips that we've shown people for over 50, well, emails been around for 20, so 20, right? And how would you like 8 tips that we've been teaching our clients for 41 years? Everybody say yes?
Yes.
The answer is say yes. I want everybody to pick up their phone. Come on. If in your back, you can still pick up your phone, you get the free gift. Janelle said I have to give everybody. Everybody pick up your phone and text profits. I don't know if the thing works, but here, guys, it's simple. Text profits, that's PROFITS to 26786. 26786. That's profits. 26786. I'm here in the back. I've been in business for 42 years now, and we work with everything from lizard ranchers, kitty actors, truck drivers, and somebody comes in the back, and I will show you. And by the way, whoever's the first one who texts me, I got 2 books here. I'm going to give you one of my books. I'm done? So give me the hook. Thank you, guys.